One time, I stayed home from school with a sore throat. My siblings were all going to the high school already, and Dad let Mom go to Nani's house to take care of frozen pipes. I wasn't used to being alone in cluttered quarters. It felt empty without them there, and I was getting lonely. I had been locked in my room all morning because Dad thought I was trying to kill him on purpose. He has diabetes. He's immunocompromised, which I knew. Sure, I knew, because he repeated it over and over again in my face. "You sick fuck, I'm immunocompromised." I was little, and the word was too big for me to see in my head, and I still thought BS stood only for blood sugar, but Dad told me not to try and play dumb. Pretty privileged, I could still recognize what hunger felt like. Down the line, I'd find myself at the Renfrew Rehab Facility for Eating Disorders in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, but don't blame me, I had no way of knowing the impact of another's actions. I reached up and rattled the doorknob for a while, but never thought to yell or even speak. I wanted to say, "Daddy, please, I'm hungry," but he didn't like it when we called him that or said things that made us sound small. He said that kind of stuff didn't work on him. I'm taking a break from cleaning to see if I still know how to do a back walkover. I just got really curious all of a sudden because so many like cheerleading videos have been coming up on my Instagram. So first I have to see if I can even still do a back bend. I think I'm about to be in pain. Yeah, I can definitely do a back bend at least. Yeah, does that look bad? I'm already out of breath. Okay, let's see. Ow, my head. Oh, did you fucking hear that? Ow. Let's see about like a front something. I'll do front limber. I got scared. Hold on, I'll do a front limber. Okay. I literally just being thrown around by myself. Oh my god, I did it! That's not a back walkover, I just kicked over. I'm scared. I slipped! Okay. Oh, that was kind of good. I'm not going for the back walkover. I'm a smoker. I had a turkey sandwich with lettuce and cheese and turkey and honey mustard. I'm gonna clean my room now, and then I'm gonna take a shower. Okay, break. Some while ago, Stephanie, 15 years older than me and probably 21 at the time, showed me a trick for when they get angry and lock you in. The first time I realized how much more life she had lived than me was upon discovering, gasp, Stephanie owned a credit card? She must be rich. Just jamming Jimmy, baby. Try to be as quiet as you can. The doors are old, and you know how these walls moan and how the floors groan, I said while nodding my head. She smiled at me and touched my cheek. You got it, baby. I didn't have any credit, but what made me rich was the little library card Mom let me sign the front of with my own name. I carried it in my back pocket in case I ever needed to be identified. Oh my god, I got water on my nose. Anyway. She didn't take us to the library much, but it still felt important and mine. Who knows where Dad goes during the day? He still hadn't left the house in my lifetime, only about 6 years of solitude. I think he liked to walk around the rooms, sorting papers. His papers were very important, enough to keep all those years occupied. No one knew what they said. We weren't allowed to touch his things, had to hold our breath through hallways, just in case us kids ever came too close. I mean, he was immunocompromised, after all. In the kitchen, I dragged the naughty corner stool to which cupboard I remembered kept the bread, brave and bold, partly afraid I might get stuck to the seat for hours, since I had been like clockwork once a week. They'd forget about me, and I knew not to move an inch since anything could break the camel's back. I put a single slice in our push-down toaster and made sure to remind myself to unplug it once my breakfast popped, or else Dad would think I was trying to kill him again, and I didn't want him to be scared. I cooked for myself, and I knew I had to soften the butter if it came straight from the fridge. When you try to brush solid things on a soft surface, the crumbs will get under the cracks in your counter. Then you get mice. But my father never made a meal. He was a man. Suddenly, I lost my focus. He startled me, booming his voice from the hall like usual, but more gently this time, like he was trying to sound like father. "You must be hungry." I assume when he saw me there, innocent, gazing at my food, and knowing nothing about me, he figured I didn't know what to do. He went silent and cut off a slab of butter. He held the knife like a pencil, looking confused. I started with, "I'm waiting for it too," but he looked down at me like he was trying to say sorry. So instead, I said, "Daddy, I was waiting for you." The butter broke, and the bread flattened. The crumbs got caught, and my father seemed flattened, too. "Why don't I go open up your window?" I answered, "Please do," but thought, "I forgive you." The guy still had some effort left in him, kindness that only came from shame after angry outbursts in an 8-year-old's face. Staring out a dirty screen, I gawked at the road outside, wondering if the bus driver had started dropping older siblings off yet, wanting mine to be next. It was bleak to be little around a bomb so big like him. I was perpetually red-handed, feeling guilty and guilty of being afraid of something I might do, not knowing if I'd be biting the cap, inviting explosion and wreaking war. I could never tell if I was sitting in a standstill, waiting for the battle to begin. Fearful for so long, I learned to just lock my own self in, ignoring Daddy's voice. "Posey, please. I promise that I promise."